TMNT time! Hello and welcome back to another episode of TMNT Toy Throwback. And today we're gonna talk about crossovers. Well, this is like a Mikey in like a Spider-Man form. That's the crossover, by the way. That's the shirt. It's a Spider-Man cover. Woo! To me, crossovers are just amazing. From like Marvel vs. DC to Street Fighter Cross Tekken, it's the one time that two worlds collide. If you're a franchise as big as TMNT, of course everybody wants a piece of the pizza pie. So that's what we're gonna have a look at today. What happened when the TMNT crossed paths with other franchises in figure form. And we're gonna start this one off with the 1993 Sewer Heroes. There was only a Donatello and a Michelangelo. No Raph and Leo in this line because the other two spots were filled with Bebop and Rocksteady of all people. Because when you're thinking superheroes, of course you're thinking Bebop and Rocksteady, right? That makes sense. Now you might be looking at this and wondering, how is this a crossover? Well, officially, of course, we don't have any involvement of another company with these two guys. But, I mean, it's pretty damn clear who they are trying to mimic here. Let us have a look at the figure. You have tons of red and blue, you have some stars, a little bit of America going on, you even have some wings on the boots. Not on the helmet, he doesn't have a helmet, but it's still Mikey. What you're getting here is if you take Superman, Captain America, and Michelangelo and put them together. And if you're not sold on the Captain America thing, here's his shield. Alright? Okay, thank you. I really like the bulky build of these guys, and superheroes is always a fun theme that I like to see them tackle every now and then. So if Michelangelo is Superman, on the flip side, of course, you're gonna have, let's say, a little bit of a dark turtle knight, right? This is quite obviously Batman, as demonstrated, with the really darker colors, the theme going on with his outfit, and like even his face. They even painted his face almost black. And he has the horns on the head. Yes, mine only has one, because this is one of my original kids' toys. I've owned this figure since I was like, what, 8 or 10 years old, so excuse me with the missing antenna, but you know, at this point it's a legacy figure. And I even have a little anecdote about this. I got this figure when I was on holiday with my parents, and my dad told me that one day I could pick any Ninja Turtles figure in the store they had I wanted. And was either this guy or Michelangelo with the tractor. Even back then, the value of having a turtle on a tractor was not as interesting as having a turtle looking like Batman. But that was not the only thing that caught my attention. They have nice see-through accessories, that's fine, with the shield and whatnot, and Mikey has a gun for whatever reason, and a little bit of a grappling hook for Donnie. But the most important part is something we haven't talked about yet on TMNT Toy Throwback. Buddy figures. The vintage Playmates line had a bunch of these guys, and I was really a big fan of basically you getting a little extra figure with your turtle. For Donnie, you got a little Robin figure who looks a little like a small Donnie, and for whatever reason, Michelangelo got a rooster or chicken or I don't know, star chicken. The buddy accessory is just the #1 thing I wish they would bring back to the line. Now as far as the articulation goes, everything is on swivels. The head, the arms, the elbows, and the legs are on ball joints. But they both have a little action feature, which I'm never the biggest fan of, but you can pull them around and do a Justice Punch, Justice Kick, Turtle Justice, Justice League, Turtle Justice League, TMNT Power. Now the entire hero theme got revived in 2004 when Mikey became the Turtle Titan, a character that actually showed up in the show and not just in figure form. Now as far as crossover goes, we don't really have much going on with this guy. I mean, it's only Mikey with a mask and a TT on his chest with boots, Fisher boots. I just wanted to give a nod to that, and since I was on the topic of superheroes, here's Mikey as a Turtle Titan, but let's move on to the real crossover stuff. And now it is time to boldly go where no turtle has gone before. It's
Star Trek time, guys!
No, shut up, April, we're not talking about that yet. Maybe another time. For now, we're gonna have a look at the vintage line 1994 Star Trek Turtles. Now, how did this all come together? How did these two major franchises cross paths in figure form? Well, it just so happens that Playmates, the company that was doing all these Ninja Turtles figures, also got the rights to Star Trek in 1992. And that's why we have Star Trek Turtles. Now, it doesn't matter how much out of left field an idea really comes. The important thing is what you're gonna do with it. And let me tell you, Playmates looked at the audience and they said, "You want Star Trek TMNT figures. You just don't know it yet." And it doesn't matter how ridiculous it sounds, these guys do make for fantastic figures. Each turtle does look like their Star Trek counterpart, so we have Leo as the classic Captain Kirk. And everybody's favorite space scientist turned into mutant scientist, it's Donatello as Spock, which also happened to be the only one in the line that has ears. And don't quote me on that, but is that the first and only time you have ears on a turtle? And what other pose could you give this guy than the classic Vulcan hand sign we all know and love? Mikey comes in as Scotty with probably the best nunchucks I've ever seen on a Playmates Michelangelo. And did I mention the hair, guys? The turtles have hair. And just for a second here, I want to gush at how much love they put into this and actually make them look like the characters in the show. It's not only the hair, also the turtle anatomy changed a little bit as they have smaller heads. Still rocking the shell though, with all the detail going through the classic Star Trek outfit. Finally, we got Raph, who got the Dr. McCoy treatment with some cyber size and actual eyebrows, guys. Eyebrows! Now for your articulation, these guys have swivels all over the place. The head, arms, elbows, and the legs are on ball joints. Now I rarely focus on the accessories on TMNT Toy Throwback because for the most part just like, oh, here's Donatello's bow staff in a different color. Hooray! But in this case, I do want to give a look at the spaced up cyber weapons we got with the Star Trek Turtles and the best nunchucks, fully bendable, doesn't break, doesn't leave any color differences. Cyber sword for Leonardo, and it looks Star Trek-y, but it looks also Ninja Turtle-ish and original. Completely original idea, weapons, whatnot. But it doesn't stop there. We also have Star Trek weapons. Now don't quote me on that, but I think they probably just recycled these guys from their Star Trek figures, because as a result, the Turtles don't really have a good grip on the weapons. I mean, that happens also for a lot of other Turtles figures, but this phaser just looks fantastic. The small detail and very nice paint job for a kid's toy is quite frankly just astounding. And it doesn't stop there. We also have a communicator, and you see how small this communicator is. Still nicely painted and molded, and if you haven't seen yet, every turtle has their own personal tricorder, which is again very nicely molded, lacking some paint, but finally, they'll come with a base. We have a base on a kid's toy. What the hell? And it's a nice base with the Star Trek logo on a black turtle shell, two worlds coming together. Turns out Star Trek and TMNT weren't worlds apart. All it needed was the right time, the right place, and the right figure maker. Thank you, Playmates. But how can you possibly top Star Trek and TMNT? I mean, it's a crossover that's literally out of this world. So take a deep breath, hold on just a minute, because we're gonna enter a world of craziness. A world that not even I, still to this day, understand could cross over with TMNT. It's Hello Kitty. Wait, what? No, I'm done. It's over. We're leaving. No, stop. What the hell? Who the fuck? No, I'm out. Peace. No more of that. No, Damn! Okay, so let's be real here. I mean, Hello Kitty is one of the biggest franchises in the entire world. way above toys and everything, so I shouldn't be surprised that this crossover happened. Actually, I'm a little bit surprised that it took them so long. That being said though, I mean, it's still weird to me that we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that are also cats now. Now these guys have been released in 2013 as proven by the copyright logo in the back by Sanrio and Viacom, mixing it up, crossing it up, and creating Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hello Kitties. Since this is a more recent release, all their body designs are based more on the 2012 show, because with Donnie, you have the strap that goes over the shoulder with the two axes over here, and the little gold ring that holds it together, and they're also rocking the taped hands and feet. Now, as far as the Hello Kitty design goes, nothing was really changed. I mean, it's Hello Kitty. That's the staple look of the kitty. Bow tie, 6 whiskers on both sides, no mouth, and the kawaiiness that really make this line stand out even more. Have I mentioned they don't really stand very well on their feet? Yeah, that's I thought cats always landed on their paws. Now these guys were obviously made to stand out, as you can tell with the bright, flashy paint job that goes through all the green, the blue, and all the detail in the figures. But as such, this is also a lot more of a statue because the articulation is very limited. You can take the weapons off if you want to, but it leaves a lot more for displaying if you just keep them on, because the head just is on a swivel and it is so stiff. And the same thing goes for the arms. They're all swivels and it goes around, but obviously it gets blocked because there's not really a lot of room. The hand is a little bit soft-ish, so you can pull it up a tiny bit. And the feet also are on swivels, but I barely want to move them around because, again, they're incredibly stiff and the cats are not great to pose. In conclusion, this just really proves that Hello Kitty does rule the world and puts his paw on every property it can get. And to be fair, if you're looking for unique crossovers, look no further than this, because how much more unique does it get than Hello Kitty and TMNT combining in figure form? Now I believe I had my fill with crossovers for a while. And I know there's a couple more weirdness out there in the wild when it comes to TMNT and other franchises. But for this episode, I just wanted to focus on the toy aspect and the ones that stand out the most to me. Maybe sometime in the future there's gonna be more, but for now I think we've been around quite a bit. I mean, from space to Japan and the uncanny world of superheroes. So who knows which other companies will want to have a piece of the TMNT pizza in the future. So as usual guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this TMNT toy throwback, feel free to hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews and TMNT toy throwback.